The Airfix new tool, I say new, it's been out for some time now. Buccaneer is one of the nicest model kits I've ever built. This is a new tool one, the conversion of the RAF late Buccaneer, next to one of the older Airfix kits. Now, the Ministry of Increasing Aircraft Production is keen to do just that, but the Ministry of Standardisation is keen that the Ghost scheme is properly replicated. So this one is in the proper Ghost scheme, as it should be, whereas the original one was a bit of a rush and the painters kind of got it a bit amiss, but never mind. It will be repainted at some point as a naval aircraft. It will be subject to intense wear, and as you can see, the markings are not quite 100% common across the whole fleet, but that will be rectified shortly. So this is MAE. My daughter's chosen a name named after the pony that she loads. And MAE is configured in a suppression of enemy air defence or destruction of enemy air defence fit. So the Buccaneers now are carrying the ANALQ-184 short pod under the port outboard store. The missile warning alert system is being standardised through the new fleet, and this is from the whatever that Pokemon is, I don't even know, whatever squadron that is. Malagasy Squadrons, Navy and Air Force are 9 aircraft, and they have an extra allocation of pilots. So whilst they're 9 aircraft, the pilots, there's more pilots than there are aircraft, so they can push out the aircraft for a higher sortie rate. Same with maintainers and the ground crew. They operate a slightly large structure to push the aircraft to their maximum. Now these Buccaneers, when they're reconditioned, they are digitally rewired. I did look at re-engineing them, but actually this SPAE, or the TF41, which is in these Buccaneers, is a remarkably powerful and efficient engine. So they are sort of SPAE TF41 driven. They of course feature the sniper pod, and here we have an AIM-9X outboard, missile alert warning station in the jamming system, and a HARM, an AGM-88E. So the job of the Buccaneers in the seed role is to support the bombers going in, whether they're Rafales, whether they're Skyhawks, the A4X, or whether there are other Buccaneers in the strike role. The Buccaneer, of course, has been brought back to increase the strike punch of the carrier groups. Fully digitally rewired with an ACER digital radar. This is an infrared scanner to allow terrain following at night. The sniper pod, of course, can do that. And on the other side is the lantern system. The lantern system there has the radar for flying low at night and an infrared, forward-looking infrared. So they're really well equipped with a lot of advanced avionics that the Buccaneers in the RAF could only ever have dreamed of. Once you start fitting a fibre optic digital backbone and digital computer systems to these aircraft, you essentially get upgradability as standard. So whereas in the past systems had to be pulled out, transistor solid state, took a lot of time to rework, with the backbone going digital, that's what you need, because then your software updates and your cockpit updates, your CFTs and LCD displays, night vision compatible there, helmet mounted sights, revisions to the ejection seats to make them up to the modern standards. You get a very modifiable or modification friendly airframe, I should say. The main issues with the Buccaneers was, of course, alloys, and that was in relation to the spars. So these are all reworked. When they are brought back from retirement, the spars are corrected, and they've been stored, as the Malagasys have done, carefully at Davis Monahan in the desert environment, climate controlled, to reduce any airframe issues. So I hope you like it. Now MAE also has a secret, and if we can turn MAE upside down, we can see there that the bomb bay is open on MAE, and MAE on this wing is carrying that jamming pod. She's also carrying an AGM-154 joint standoff attack weapon, a JSOW. which is a unpowered glide bomb. And she's got 2 wind-corrected munitions dispensers. They're like cluster bombs. They're sort of guided, but they're called wind-corrected munitions. So the idea of this is that the HARM is fired off to suppress the integrated enemy air defence system. The JSOW is used at long range to take out the command truck. And then the whole SAM site is lofted, toss bombed, these wind corrected, essentially guided cluster bombs, and they blanket the whole of the enemy's integrated air defence site and destroy it with their anti-armour bomblets. Now it could carry another 2 of those, but it's just carrying 2 at the moment out of the 4 that it could carry, mainly because I've run out of them. But there you go. The detail, as you can see on the Airfix newer Buccaneer, is just absolutely stunning. The panel lines are absolutely brilliant. And what I really like about the Airfix kit is the fit and finish of the parts are brilliant. Now, the old one was a bit of a beast, but shape-wise, do you know what? It stacks up, apart from the nose. And this one has a resin-corrected nose, and it has a resin refueling probe. And of course, that was one of the big deficiencies, along with the tail fairing for the old Airfix kit. But what I like about the Airfix kit, in particular the new one, is if you look here on the Vigilante, it's very hard here because Trumpeter have joined the aircraft here along this seam line. Well, what Airfix have done on the new build Buccaneer is they've very carefully thought about the sprues and the breakdown. Now on the old Buccaneer, the trick is to start at the back. Don't start at the front. Glue it from the back and work forwards. Still, it's a horrendous kit. But the new one is so clever because the wing pieces here are all one. And then you have these intake pieces here and your rear piece here. And what it does is it avoids that horrible seam line in the middle. It's hard to explain without showing you the kit and the way it breaks down, but it's just an absolute joy to build. So if you are thinking and looking on eBay at these, and they're like £30 now, unless you've got a really good reason, just buy the new kit. Save yourself time, effort and frustration. It is so good. I need to put the ejector seat markings on. I forgot those. Oops. The Ministry of Standardisation has just called. But there you go. MAE with her HARM. Take care. Goodbye.